Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy
Happy New Year.
2024. It is our first service of the new year. And I am Wendy Carr. I am a licensed Unity teacher, and it is my privilege and honor and blessing to lead you through today's gathering and just come together now in this present moment and in the future potentially. Whether on our Facebook channel or on my YouTube, we are here to serve and to bless and to appreciate. And it's Whitestone Sunday. It's our time to set some intentions, to set some new ideas for what this year is going to look like. And I don't have a clue what it's going to look like. Early indicators are I'm going to have a lot of change in my life, but I don't know what that's going to look like. So we'll just roll with it. So let us just take a moment here and remind ourselves, why are we up early on a Sunday morning? Why do we come together? What is so important about this? And it is to enhance our mission to lovingly inspire transformation and be of service to the world. Let's just take a moment to breathe into that, to take that moment and allow the past to be in the past, to be the future to be in the future, to not be concerned about anything else but just this now moment as we come together, to give ourselves permission to take this time. Sometimes that can be difficult. We live, it seems, in a culture that emphasizes busyness. So let us take this time to plant the seeds for our own personal transformation and see how that transforms our world. And now I'm going to call on Margaret to read our first daily word of the year.
Thank you, Wendy. Wholeness for January the 7th, 2024. Wholeness is my nature and the truth of my life. I see myself whole, complete, and as a living expression of God. My thoughts fill my consciousness with the divine idea of wholeness. My words affirm this wholeness. Through my actions, I bless the life energy in my body with the right balance of exercise, rest, and nutrition. I live from my wholeness, even if I experience illness. I may receive treatment, but I do not consider myself weak or diseased. I move through every health challenge and with faith and grace, trusting the experience has come to pass. I remember wherever I am, whatever may be happening, divine life is always seeking to impress through me to restore my awareness of wholeness, which is and always will be my true state, my true spiritual state of being. Your eye is the lamp of your body. If your eye is healthy, your whole body is full of light. But if it is not healthy, your body is full of darkness. Luke 11, verse 34.
Thanks, Margaret.
Thank you.
So you might notice on the screen, in the bottom corner of our daily word slide, this is the 100th anniversary of Daily Word. And that to me is really exciting that has flourished over the last 100 years. And in fact, if you haven't gotten one of the calendars from headquarters, this is our picture for this month. And they are taking prior daily words from across the century and putting them up for the month. So our affirmation for the month of January is, I stand firm in unwavering faith. And beautiful wintry picture down at the village. As always, it's a new year. It's a new month. For all of you who are January babies, have a blessed birthday. Know that we appreciate you. We see the Christ in you, and we know that you are perfect just the way you are, and we wish you health and prosperity for the coming year. All right, I had 2 songs in mind for today, and instead of flipping a coin, you're getting both of them, and they're kind of similar, but that's okay.
strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place. Moves and breathes and has its being. We are the place where God shows up. I am the place. I am the place where God. You are the place.
I do love that song. All right, I've been asked to speak the first Sunday of the month for the next 6 months, and I'd like to try something a little different. I wanted to bring in the monthly affirmations that Unity publishes, in part because that's been a tradition in Unity since its beginnings, and I thought it might be a nice way for us to set our intention for the month. Whether or not the other speakers choose to use it, I don't particularly care. I'm unattached to it. But I thought just for the Sundays that I'm speaking, this is something we're going to start doing. So what I will do is I will read the affirmation, take a couple breaths just to let it resonate within me and resonate within you. And then I'll invite you to stay muted, but I will repeat it a second time. And if you choose to read along with me, that is perfectly fine. So for January 2024, our affirmation for inner peace. Peace fills me as I center myself in divine love. And together, peace fills me as I center myself in divine love. We just breathe those words into our hearts and minds. For guidance, I walk in faith, guided by my inner light. Together, I walk in faith, guided by my inner light. We allow ourselves to breathe these words in. And for healing, the healing power of God flows through my body. I am whole. And together, the healing power of God flows through my body. I am whole. And for prosperity, I am open and receptive to infinite abundance. And together, I am open and receptive to infinite abundance. And finally, for world peace. I hold a vision of peace for the entire world. And let's take this together. I hold a vision of peace for the entire world. And so it is. And here is my second song for today. Another one of my personal favorites.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
All right. So here we are. It is the first Sunday of 2024. My question for you today. I always have questions. What's in a name? So my first two names are Wendy Helen. If I had been born a boy, I would have been named Wendell after my great-grandfather. Instead, I was given a feminine derivative thereof. And Helen is the name of both my grandmother and my great-grandmother. So I'm kind of this walking history, this family history. And I was talking with my cousins at a recent family event, and we realized that we're all walking family histories. We've all been named after our ancestors. And perhaps you are as well. Or perhaps you're named after someone that your parents admired. Or perhaps, and this is an interesting thing that I've experienced with people, you have gotten to a place where you have decided to change your name. that perhaps the name that you were gifted at birth doesn't sit for you anymore. And it can do with a choice to change your gender identity, and perhaps the name you were given at birth, what we might call a death name, no longer suits who you are right now. I have a childhood friend. He and his wife had a very interesting 2023. Both of their children decided that they no longer wanted to be called by their birth names. And it's been a little challenging getting used to the new names. And it's right and perfect for those people as they are to do that. And perhaps the choice is also, to reflect who you are. I had a classmate, and I wish I could have been somebody at the MTO office, or in her case she's American, so the DMV office. Because she went in to legally change her name on her driver's license from whatever had been before to just the word you, Y-O-U. No surname, just you. And it was her way of expressing that she wanted to be a reflection of everyone around her. And it made for some confusion sometimes as we struggled in our, this would have been in the late 90s, early 2000s, to get around and wrap our heads around the thinking that had gone into the process. And looking back on it, I realized how wise she was and what great strength it took to say to the world, no, this is who I am. I am you, and that's how I wish to be called. And I'm sure the universe is smiling and chuckling a little bit at how sometimes her name got confused. I once came back to my room and there was a sticky on my door that said, "You called, looking for you. She said to meet her in the library." And then in brackets the person had put, "I trust you know what this is about, because I didn't understand what was going on." And it made for some humor. And yet, this is who we are. And so this Sunday, the first Sunday of the new year, we traditionally do a white stone ceremony. Unfortunately, since we're still not meeting in person, we've had to make some adjustments to that. So we'll get to the ceremony in a moment. But if you are watching at a later time, please go to our website because we have a sheet here. I know they don't look like stones, but it's something you can write your name on, pin up, and remind yourself of what you've done. So obviously I've used a butterfly as our symbol. Why? Because caterpillar becomes the butterfly. It's, sort of the archetypal symbol for change and regeneration and new life. And also, something that I hadn't really thought about until I was preparing these slides is that a butterfly can never go back to being a caterpillar. Sometimes we slip back into old behaviors, our best New Year's resolutions to the contrary. And the thing for me is reminding myself that as a butterfly, I can't go back. I can't crawl back into that chrysalis. I can't go back to being that caterpillar. I can't go back to being that being that, chewed on all those leaves to create the space and the capacity to become the butterfly. And so too with us. And that's not to say, and please hear me, that if we do slip back, that it's an awful, bad, sinful thing. It's not. There's no blame, shame, or guilt about it. If that happens, I just invite you to go, oh, I'm a caterpillar again. Huh. Isn't that interesting? Well, do I decide to stay a caterpillar? Or do I take whatever steps are necessary to get myself back into my butterfly format? So with that, a few thoughts about names. I've talked about some in general already. But one of the things that really interests me, and I guess it's because I'm a historian by training, that's what my degrees are in, is how the letters change over time, how language changes over time, how meaning changes over time. And yeah, I could go on for hours about this. I promise I won't. But I just invite you to consider the letters and how we use them. I remember the first time I saw Rocco Errico. You may or may not have heard of him. He is an Aramaic scholar, and he is the protege of George Lambza, who kind of introduced the Aramaic language and the Aramaic translations of the Bible to Western culture. And I remember being absolutely agog when Rocco started writing the Aramaic on a screen for us and explaining that every brush stroke, every pen stroke, whatever media you were using, had meaning. It wasn't just a sound. It was an actual meaning within the letters. And then the letters become not only what we've assigned them to mean, but the inner meaning as well. And I remember the word that he chose was Abba. And some of you may be familiar with that term where Jesus in the Gospels talks about Abba, Father. And he said, you need to understand that that is a really intimate term for God. That it is contrary to this usual religious image we have of God as a patriarch, as God as masculine, of God as being judgmental and keeping an eye on us. And he said, no, that's a very intimate word meaning like papa or daddy, and that word that a young child would use for its parent. And you could feel this wave go through the room where he was speaking as people's ideas of what the word God could mean were transformed into something that was probably closer to what was described at the time, what would have likely been. We can't know with 100% certainty. But I happen to believe that the historical Jesus, whatever that looked like, however that looked, probably had a very deep personal understanding of this divinity that we call God. We can use a number of names, and that's a whole other Sunday talk. But the idea that we can make it more personal, that we can bring that aspect of intimacy in the sense of, I know you, you know me, we are a part of each other. And it certainly wasn't the God of my childhood. And for me, that was a great revelation, to change that underlying language. And so that's one of the things we do with this white stone ceremony, is we don't necessarily change the name that we use in everyday parlance. We instead choose to name ourselves an attribute or something that we are seeking for this year, something that we are seeking to express. The change in name always denotes a change in character so pronounced that the old name will no longer apply to the new person. Heads up, Bible geeks like me know that anytime you see a name change, it means there's a change in consciousness. Let me give you a couple of examples. From the Hebrew scriptures, we have the story of Abraham and Sarah, who were previously Abram and Sarai. And then they came into an understanding about what their purpose was, about what their intentions were, and they were given new names. So too, in the New Testament, Saul, on his road to Damascus to persecute Christians, has a vision. He's given an opportunity to study with some people as he regains his sight, and in his blindness he becomes aware that what he's doing isn't really what he wants to be doing, isn't really what he's called to do, and so he is renamed Paul. So we have these examples, and there's plenty more. Could do a whole Sunday series on that, of what does it mean? What does it mean to change our name? What does it mean that we have changed so drastically that we aren't that same person. As I said at the beginning, my childhood friend with her 2 kids, who are both adults, well understanding the choices that they're making and making the various things that need to be done with driver's licenses and OHIP cards and all of that other human stuff. But they recognize that they are no longer that person that they once were, and that the path they are on now and the path that they are going to undertake means they can't be that person anymore. From Revelation 17, let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. To everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone. And on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. What the heck is this all about? Well, let's put some context around this phrase, because this is the phrase that we use as the underpinning for our white stone ceremony. The idea that when you were released from slavery in the Middle East, in the times of Jesus and the early Roman Empire, you would be given a stone or other item to indicate to local authorities that you had been freed. And we see this throughout history. We see this redoing over time. As people are, whether it's freed from slavery or they have been released from jail, they have served their term of sentence, and they are now, given a second chance. They have some kind of symbol to indicate that. And in that also indicates that that part of their life is over. They are no longer that person that they were. And that they can move forward with this clean slate, with this stone that is ideally unblemished. From Elizabeth Santurner, if you haven't heard of her, she was one of Unity's great Bible interpreters. Wrote 3 books that basically cover the whole of the Bible. The white stone represents the consciousness that has been purified, and the new name is I Am. This is our spiritual name, and we can claim it only when we have learned to express our Christ nature. Oh, dear Elizabeth, what does that mean? And this, for me, is really, that probably was something that really caught me in my earliest days in Unity, was the idea that the phrase I am wasn't just limited to certain people, but that it was universal, that it was a way of expressing our divine self. And I remember one of the earliest lessons I was taught was, if you say, I'm sick and tired of, fill in the blanks, dirty dishes, going to work, traffic jams, fill in the blank, you may observe that your body takes that information and gives you some kind of a bug that makes you sick and tired. And I remember my early Unity ministers and mentors, really telling us to be very mindful of how we use that phrase, I am. And it can be difficult in the English language because there are so many things that we use that phrase to identify ourselves, to make that self-identifying declaration. I am white. It's plain as my face, I'm white. And I would see that in my mind's eye in small letters to indicate that it's a human aspect. And when I say something like, I am peace in expression, I see that I am in capital letters to denote that it is my divine self, my understanding of my divine self. I don't pretend to get it all, but that minor understanding that I have, that glimmer, that mustard seed of an understanding of my divine nature. I see those words in capital letters. And I just invite you to, if that works for you, great. If not, no worries, no harm, no foul, just throwing it out there. last week, if you haven't seen or participated in last week, we did the burning bowl, that letting go of what has been before. And that is so important to this process of, even if you need to take a little time today and just say, oh, yeah, let me let go of that so I can accept this name. It's kind of like, to me, going to the library. I have a specific bag I use for my library books so that I know that they are the library's and not a friend's, not mine, not my parents'. It's hard to put new books into that bag if I haven't taken out the items that I'm returning to the library. And so, too, with our spiritual stuff, we're not completely letting it go. We're letting go of the energy around it. We're letting go of the heaviness that it might bring to us. We're letting go and creating that space for something new to come into that consciousness. It's said that you can't really, truly put in a new idea until you have swept out the old. And if you find you think you've swept something out, I invite you to call any debris that shows up later as a metaphysical dust bunny. It's something that perhaps you weren't ready to deal with, perhaps you forgot about, perhaps you smashed it down so far into your consciousness that it's been invisible, and it might pop up, and that's okay. And it's perfect to just say, oops, missed a spot. No harm, no foul, no flag on the play. So I'm going to present a song for us to just kind of get into a space, and then we're going to do our white stone ceremony.
This inner space has the power to set me free. It's the cavern of creation and the truth of you and me. This inner space, an eternity of time. It's the moment of the holy now and the allness that is mine. This inner space contains all that I need. From deep within the invisible flows the living air I breathe. This inner space is flowing in my bones. It stirs my heart, it stirs my mind, and every prayer I've ever known. And I say, just breathe. Now breathe. This peace. This inner space is the ocean of your soul. And when you feel most broken, the truth is you are whole. This inner space connects us one to all, and though it would never push you, it will break down every wall. So I say, breathe, just breathe. Become the chosen to this inner space. It never knows the past. In a quiet place you can hear it, and it might just make you laugh. So I say, breathe, just breathe. Now breathe this peace of this inner space.
And now we move into our white stone ceremony. And I just invite you to stay in this peaceful place that we have been in. And to just ask yourself the question, what is my name? What is it that I want to express in 2024? And here we're not looking for, I want a new job. Those are goals. Here we are looking for the intention of who you are at the core of your being, who you are willing to be in this year, who you are willing to express, or perhaps more accurately, allow the divine to express as you, as this intention. I'm going to put some music on. Feel free to mute at your end too, if you prefer absolute silence, just some quiet piano music, while we spend some time asking that inner question. And if you're not complete, that's okay. This wasn't a test. I just invite you to breathe into this name that you have given for yourself, enfolding it in love and light, prosperity, knowing that you are a light unto the world. And in this consciousness, we bring into mind our monthly prayer list. We hold in light and love Unity Vancouver Island, based in Nanaimo, encompassing Comox Valley, Victoria, and Nanaimo, and the Unity Canada Board of Directors and support staff that assist in ensuring that Canadians can reach out to each other and that we can walk in this journey across the kilometers, across the time zones. We hold in light and love all those who are near and dear to us, whether they are still on this physical plane or have passed into the next evolution of their soul. And let us just take a breath and send our light and love to the world, knowing that as we raise our own consciousness, we cannot help but raise all around us. And we take our new name and go forward. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. Thank you for joining me for that. It's one of my favorite ways to start the year. Next week, Debbie Long will be your guest speaker, and she's going to be speaking about Life is for Living, drawing on Eric Butterworth. Reverend Barbara Schreiner-Trudell will join us on the 21st, and on the 28th, Reverend Mary Wood will join us. If this is your first time joining us online, please go to our website, check out our newsletter. It will give you additional information about events that are upcoming. You can also download, if you choose, the White Stone Ceremony handout and use that for your highest and best. And also at our website are places to support us financially. We are 100% funded by the donations of our viewers and participants, and we thank you in advance for your donations. All of this is available at our website. As always, we are a tithing community, and we share a portion of our income with Eden Food for Change. Their website is listed there. You can check them out and see the good work that they are doing. Our Unity prayer chaplains are always at the ready. Diane is on the call when we are recording. If you have a prayer intention, please feel free, if you're on the call, to put it in the chat to her personally, or to email her at praywithdiane@gmail.com. Know that all prayer intentions are held in strict confidence, not only by the prayer team here at Unity Halton Peel, but at Silent Unity, which is Unity's headquarters of prayer, which has been in existence for over 130 years. Upcoming this week, in addition to our usual events, new host orientation and training for spirit groups. If you're interested or curious, please join the event on this Thursday. If you go to Unity Canada's website under spirit groups, there is a registration for this event, and all are welcome. It's not a commitment in any way, shape, or form. It's an opportunity to find out more about what spirit groups are. I know for myself, I've taken the training. I am actually going to be a co-host the first time around, just because I'm not 100% sure yet, and I want to get my toes in the water, but see what it looks like. As you can see from this slide, there are plenty of different spirit groups available this term. They're all starting towards the end of January, early February. I will be facilitating What's So Good About the Good Book, which will be a Bible discussion. As I said previously, I'm a Bible geek, and this is my chance to share some of that knowledge and experience I've got with all of you. Madam President, have I missed anything from the board?
No, you have not. There's nothing new at this time. Thanks, Wendy. Thank you.
All right. Okay, as we bring our gathering to a close, let us hold in our hearts and minds the children of our family, of our community, of our cities, of our country, of the world. And we join together, children and youth of unity and of the world. We love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you just the way you are. And we know that they too are presenting a white stone for this year. We bring our gathering to a close with these words. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine. And we will enjoy Sue Riley singing us out.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's all, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family, sharing one son. I choose love. Yes, I do. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love. I choose love.
Thank you for joining us today. Peace on your week. Blessings. See you again sometime soon.
Thank you, Wendy, and everyone. If you're like to stay on to have a chat, please